Okay, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where we start a new job for today, and namely the Marauder. Oh, there, adventurer. Curious about the Marauders Guild, I am. An axe with wielding needs two hands on the haft and a blade what can chop clean through a galle's mast. That's the kind of weapon our members train to use with deceptive swiftness and brutal force. And if you have a mind to make the Marauders art your life's work, then our guild welcomes you with open arms. What say ye, lass? Keen to join the ranks? Yep. Oh, it's female. Okay. Steroids. Sure. Well then, here's a bit of guild history so you know what you're getting into. It all started with ships, you see? What ships got to do with axes, you ask? Well, building them would be pretty bloody difficult without a sturdy tool to lop down trees for timber. And since only the navigator herself knows, when a ship will run afoul of a storm or worse, it'll make sense for the crew's carpenter to carry an axe on board. But any tool on a ship can become a weapon, and the axe is perfect for hooking yourself over the rail of an enemy vessel, letting loose in a whirl of steel, and generally laying waste to all about you. As more seafarers took up the axe as their weapon of choice, so did the bloody art of a marauder begin to take shape, especially among pirates, where strength and skill decides their place in the world. With an eye to assemble crews or battle-ready raiders, the pirates started teaching the proper way to wield the chopping blade to the new recruits, and that's how the Marauders Guild first came to be. After the Galadian Accord was signed, though, the Marauders Guild was never the same. It was taken over, restructured, and purged of its pirate elements. It has been reborn as an institution dedicated to naught but the teaching of axe fighting. The members of this new Marauders Guild weren't no greed-driven cutthroats neither. They were warriors who sought to use their martial prowess for the good of society. Still keen, I am? Think it over, then let me know if you decide to join our ranks. You decided then? You ready to join the Marauders Guild? Alright then. All that needs doing now is to speak to the Axe Master himself. Sound simple? I've seen folks slink out the door rather than put themselves in the path of that unnerving glare. That's the bloke right there in the middle of the room. Vernson is his name. Put some steel in your spine and look him straight in the eye when you talk to him, lass. Good fortune to you. That is that gentleman here. Yes, I'm Razon. Axe Master they call me. Not the most imaginative title, I agree, but one should not underestimate the value of directness. I welcome your interest in our guild. The art of a marauder is used to rend, to cleave, and to destroy. It is not our way to simply outfight our adversaries. We seek to overwhelm them. A marauder must be the most powerful and enduring presence on the battlefield. We must account for most enemies defeated. Our role in combat is that of a steel whirlwind, dealing death and destruction without equal. But it's entirely wrong. The marauder is a tank. This makes it sound like he's a DPS class. No doubt the question has already been put to you by Blood Totter, but once more shall I challenge your commitment. Are you prepared for the bloody carnage which awaits an initiate of a Marauders Guild? Yes, I'm prepared for carnage. Very well. Your name? Attend me well, Zeranium. Hold fast to this moment of dedication. The path of a marauder is a jagged and perilous one. The blood that spills at your feet will oftentimes be your own. I present to you this axe as a symbol of your commitment. Your first lesson shall be how to hold it. Now grip the haft with both hands and set yourself in a solid stance. The classical case of grip the weapon And some clothes. Ah, you cut a striking figure, Serenia. But heroic posing is unlikely to cut a swath through the enemies. You stand now as a student of the axe. Let us not waste no time in testing the edge of your chosen weapon. You shall wade straightway into combat as befits a novice of our discipline. Go forth and slay the bleating, scurrying, crawling pests that plague the outskirts of Limsa Lominsa. Lost lambs, wharf rats, little ladybugs shall be your piteous adversaries this day. Return to me once 3 of each creature has fallen to your blade. Yeah, but I skip you through this. This is pointless. Busy work. This is again the tutorial quest for if you just start out the game and show you can use the quick actions. I did it and found the critters and did a bunch of low-level quests that were remaining in town. So let's turn it in. You return to me a different woman. Already your face shows a harder cast, a realization of a slaughter of which you are capable. But there's much training to be done before you wield the axe to its fullest potential. Learn well your lessons, build your strength, and make of each swing an instinctive act. Every blow of your weapon will clear never step toward the mastery of the Marauder's way. Implacable, relentless. Such must be your momentum on both the practice ground and the battlefield. And continuing by level 5, which we are. Serenia, you approach me with a Marauder's strides, determined, unswerving, and bereft of hesitation that marked our first meeting. I am pleased. The time has come for you to begin a new stage in your training. Now what sets the axe aside from the gladius or the dagger? It is the raw, unstoppable destruction wrought by its thick, heavy blade. And that overwhelming power can only be properly directed by extraordinary physical strength. Thus we come to the core of today's lessons. Such strength as a Marauder must possess is developed through a traditional method passed down through the generations of a guild. A method that you too shall be taught to employ. Present yourself to Brownbar in the practice area downstairs and she shall instruct you further. And let's go down. The ex-master told me you'd be on your way. My name's Brownbar. Good it is to meet a new Marauder. Now, we ex-wielders build strength and control by splitting boulders. That's right. Our traditional method involves smashing a rock with your axe. But you can't use just any old swing. You need to hit the rock just so. What game? A fellow Marauder is waiting just outside the Sever Gate by the bridge over the Rogues River. She'll tell you how it's done. Where is Rotgame? Okay. Greetings, lass. Ready to split some stone, are we? I have 3 nice hard rocks for you to build up a sword on. Don't try nothing fancy now. Just hit him with a good, solid, heavy swing. Okay. Come on. That's the way to do it, lass. Now you've got the idea, why don't you have it a little harder with that heavy swing of yours? Hold nothing back. Aye, I can see you're natural. Me head's still ringing with the sound of cracking boulders. Take yourself back to Ex-Master Wilson and let him know you're ready for something harder. Okay, but before I go, I will deal with these hunting targets here. Be close, and I believe over there, in the distance, the mandragoras are targets as well. Well, we are really... What dodos? Mandragoras, yeah. Okay. So, we see it back up there. Okay. Has the training loosened your muscles and focused your mind, Serenia? An urgent request for help has arrived from Red Rooster's den, and I have chosen you to respond. It appears a hostile group of megalocrabs has unwittingly elected itself to the next test of your prowess. As this is your first outing on official Marauder duty, you shall be accompanied by a veteran conjurer by the name of Saltwhip. She awaits you on the floor below. May devastation follow in your wake. May devastation follow in your wake. That sentence needed power. Ah, Serenia, I know you well. My brother often has me escort his fledgling marauders on the more dangerous tasks. I suppose Wilson expects me to give you the details then? Very well. It seems the farmers need us to clear out a megalocrab nest near the Mourning Widow in Lower Lanacea. I shall trust you find your own way there. Just don't forget your axe. And here's the nest, so... Interact with it? Is this an instance or... No. Yes? No? I don't know. Huh. Looks like as if nobody's home. Maybe they knew we were coming? 8! I need 8! Please, my grandson. My snippers got him. I told Sigurd not to get too close. I told him. Get the weapon ready, Serenia. We need to move. Now. There is the instance. Fucking shite! Get away from me, you bloody great bastards! Why is that axe not already drawn? Get out of here, little one. I will soothe your wounds. Do not stray too far from my side. Come on. Got room for more? Can't leave the novice have all the fun. Yeah, you hit a bit harder than me. Some of these bastards are harder than a damn boulder. Okay. Thank you, miss. I thought I was dead for sure. I can't even play outside no more, what with all the scary monsters about. Me ma and me pa, they were both killed by some nasty bugger not too long ago. An aurochs big as a mountain. But I bet you can beat it, aye? Make it pay for what it did to me folks. Take it easy then now, son. There's a whole guild full of strapping lads and lasses like Serenia here who'll be glad to do just that. All you need to do is head home with your grandpa. You let us worry about that big nasty bugger. Consider your first duty a success, Serenia. It's time you headed back as well, before Wenzone begins to worry you've left your corpse for the crabs. So, you have shattered the shells of the megalo crabs and saved the life of a child into the bargain. Thus does our violent craft prove its merit. Well done, Serenia. Though no longer a threat to the farmers, you should know that it is unusual for such crabs to be found so near the stead. By all accounts, the creatures were ousted from their usual feeding grounds by a more fierce beast. The beast of which I speak is a known terror in the lands of Lanosphere, ever seeking to expand its territory. And that boy's parents were but two of the many victims to fall to its rampage. It is a threat that must be dealt with ere long. Do thoughts of vengeance split through your mind, Serenia? Nurture those urges, but do not yet act upon them. This monstrosity is far beyond your present skill. If you would answer the lad's cry for vengeance, then you must grow stronger. Become the raging behemoth this challenge demands. The armor looks actually pretty good. But okay. I'll cut here for, yeah, well, leveling purposes. Okay, here we are with level 17 right now. Wake of Destruction. Serenia, I've gathered what information I could concerning the beast that young Zikard bade you slay. The tales name this creature Kujata. Those who have witnessed Kujata in the terrifying flesh also call him the Stampeding Mountain, such as his immense size and bulk. Again, I will not seek to dissuade you from claiming vengeance for the boy's parents. In fact, I encourage it. But to topple this lumbering colossus, you must first become his equal in strength and ferocity. As a single step towards that distant goal, I sent you to blind iron mines. We have had word that the folk there are falling prey to the claws of the local Galagos. It is your task to protect the weak from these unruly creatures. Learn to channel the rage inside you and let your axe blade sing in righteous slaughter. I heard that story, how that place got its name during leveling here. Apparently, the mines were so busy at times that the sheer dust made the miners blind. You couldn't see anything from the dust, and that's why it's the blind iron mines. But no more, apparently. Okay, little critters. Die! And back to the Axe Master. Welcome back. Your actions have saved many from needless injury and anguish. But though your efforts are to be commended, there's yet much work to be done. Kujata, the object of your vengeance, has trampled the farmer's wagon as he thundered through the lands of Tiller's West. The foodstuffs spilled from the overturned vein have attracted all manners of hungry predators. Without produce for the market, the farmers will surely suffer for coin in this season. Your duty is thus clear. Put down these rapacious scavengers and preserve the cargo. And that is where? Yeah. Does it look like much can be salvaged from here? Maybe the cart? Another one. And once more back to the Axe Master. Once again, your capacity for carnage has been tested and proven. The creatures you defeated, however, were merely some of the many base scavengers that subsist on the scraps left in the wake of Kujata's rampages. To face Kujata himself, you yet require far more training. But do not despair, Serenia. As Axe-Master and fellow Marauder, this I swear. I will not rest until I have taught you how to wring every last ounce of power from your weapon. Until the blade of your axe can slice cleanly through the thickest hide, the most knotted muscle, the densest bone. This menace will fall by your hand. And here we get our ranged attack. I see you have been diligent in your training. You need not tell me in words, it shows in your bearing, in your unwavering gaze. It is time for you to once more lift your axe in service to the guild. There have been reports of a sizable creature roaming the outskirts of Aleport in western Lanosea. This monster is no Kujata, but the threat it presents to the locals is nonetheless sufficient to warrant our attention. It should also prove a worthy foe to test your burgeoning prowess. How to find this beast? Well, I'm fortunate enough to count among my acquaintances a veteran hunter and archer by the name of Rainfred. He took up residence in Aleport some years ago and will gladly aid you in this task. With Rainfred's assistance, you are to track down this prowling danger and provide its swift and bloody passage to the afterlife. May your axe swing true. Yeah? Here. In the tavern, okay. One of Limsa's guilds, I am. Why, I've known that spread since he was knee-high to a... Well, he was always kind of a big fella, was Vernzon. And now they call him Axe-Master. Not a subtle lot, you Marauders. So I suppose you are here to hunt down our local trouble. What you need to do then is take yourself northwest toward Camp Skull Valley and give a good whistle. The mean beggar hereafter, his name's Tripaton, by the by, will come running across the weeded plains. You think you're trespassing on his territory, see? So you better have that cleaver of yours ready. Ashan's blessing be upon ye. Carl. No. What's my spine needle pull? Drops. And back once more. Because I don't like paralysis. Katze schon wieder. I've been in contact with Rainfred, and he has not but praise for you, Serenia. Your representation of a guild has been exemplary. There's one more task I would have you complete this day. A task which will demonstrate for you just how strong you will have become. Reports to Skafgim. Report to Skafgim where he waits on the bank of the Ageless River, and he shall help you unveil the untapped power of your axe. Once again, Middle Danosea. Okay. Alas, I know why you're here, and after seeing this big old boulder, I'd wager you know why you're here too. Now, my work's a bit more of a challenge than those pebbles Rotgem that you train on. To crack this beauty will require a relatively heavy swing. Impossible, you say? Ha! Windsor wouldn't send you out here if he didn't think you capable. Same ability I used for the others. Ha! Would you look at that? And now, and on your first attempt too? Well, I guess it's back to the Axe-Master for you. I knew you would return before long. The deafening crack of shattering boulder reached me even here. This feat of strength deserves recognition, and you shall have it in the form of a new technique. Adopted and perfected by our guild's forebears, the tomahawk throw was first devised by pirates as an opening attack on closing enemy vessels. Though we primarily focus on close quarter combats, you will no doubt find that having a powerful ranged strike at your disposal greatly expands your tactical versatility. I sense that the impending confrontation with Kujata weighs heavily on your mind, Serenia, but hurried swings lead to glancing blows. There's no swift road to attaining the peak of mastery you seek, only a steady, measured ascent. Tomahawk throw. Yeah, this is our typical ranged attack we have. And put it here. Okay. I think that is enough for this episode. Yeah, we continue with Marauder when I'm a bit higher level. Probably 30 or something like that. Until then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.